Hey there, Capricorn. I hope you guys are doing really well. Thank you for being here with me. I hope these messages resonate with you. They're general messages, so they're not going to resonate with everybody. These readings are for the person that is on your mind, possibly in connection with them or not. So, yeah, feel free to like, share, subscribe, okay? So the way that this energy is presenting itself is, I feel like this person is feeling like it's almost throwing caution to the wind to come towards you to connect here, but I feel like the bond between you is enough for them to recognize that they want this. They want this connection. You may have been dealing with somebody that has had a lot of boundaries up, or they present with a fair amount of restriction in how they show up, and it's almost like they give incrementally of themselves or to the situation, and so that may have pushed you aside, or you may have distanced yourself from this because of that type of behavior. But I feel here for them, it almost feels like they recognize that and they feel stupid about it. They feel like this is something that they could have, had they opened up more, had they been more present, they could have been more in tune with you. And I feel like that is the rub for them, just because it's like they recognize how much you mean to them. Yeah, I feel like this person is having a very honest look about how they've affected things. I feel like this person is looking at their patterns. I feel like this person is doing a lot of self-assessment, and that's a good place to be. That's actually a really good place to be. I feel like this situation has given them an opportunity to grow and to come out of a period of confusion, because it requires them to be honest about their approach. It requires them to be honest about themselves, and it requires them to look at how they put up so many walls here. There's a beautiful lesson here that comes directly through you, and it's to help this person grow and to change. But to be honest with like what's going on in their life and how they affect situations is kind of a difficult pill to swallow. Moving forward here, I feel like this is a period of healing. I feel like this is also a period of kind of like shock, whether that's for you or for them. And I feel like that's something that they're holding on to at this point. I feel like there's an element of guilt. I feel like there's an element of responsibility on their part, where it's like, I should have done this differently. I could have done this differently. How can I do this differently moving forward? Will there be a moving forward? Is kind of the energy that I feel here. Something needs to be rectified though. And I almost feel like they may be holding back moving forward because they don't know what the outcome would be. I feel like there's a holding back because they don't know if they're ready to actually like do something here. I like this energy just because it says that there's a certain level of self-awareness, Capricorn. It's not giving me like this person jumping into something. It feels like they don't want to be foolish in how they approach a situation with you. And so there's like an urgency to do something, but there's also this holding back energy. And until they feel like they're ready, until they feel like they are healed enough to reconnect or reestablish something here with you. I feel like for some of you, the situation may feel it's like better without you, like you feel better without this person, or something about this situation felt like too much of a burden that was on your shoulders here. I feel also that there may have been like battles of struggle with this person, or like little kind of like little battles with this person, Capricorn. Somebody that can be combative for whatever reasons. Some of the reasons aren't even like sense making, they just are, and so here it almost feels like you are kind of in a sense of relief without this person. And I feel like that's where this person is really getting a taste of like self-assessment, what did I actually do with this relationship? How did I, what did I create in this situation that wasn't fair? Because here it's like you're putting down a burden here with this person, especially when it comes to situations in this connection that were not fair to you. Um, yeah, you may have been dealing with somebody that kind of like did what they did to get what they wanted without really considering you. I feel like you looking at this situation now, Capricorn, it almost feels like you're weighing out the opportunities here. You're weighing out, is this the safe bet? Am I betting on somebody who is not consistent enough? I feel here that it's like you're worried that if you give patience to this situation, it's going to fall apart again. But that is also going to affect how others view you as well, which is how I'm picking it up. It's like sometimes, like our family members will be like, oh, don't date them again, or don't do this and this again. Like, there's some level of like external judgment that is being presented here, Capricorn. And I don't want to say that's good or bad. It just feels like it is. Okay. And so here it's almost as if like this is challenging to you, because it's like, if I give my energy to this situation again, will I be seen as making a bad decision? Will this have success and longevity? It doesn't feel like that, though. It feels like you're dealing with somebody that is, starting from a very minimal place. This can talk about an opportunity that has the ability to grow. Why do you do this? Why do you unfocus and focus? Focus on me. Focus on me. Thank you. It comes with the moon, though. And so it's like, it's almost as if like this person is in a phase in their life where it's like they can only commit to so much. And even by committing to something, it's almost as if it's questionable to them as well, which I feel like would be a challenge for them to make good on, make good do on, make do on. This energy here for them is, it's like realizing that if they do offer you something, they have to come through with it. It can't be incremental. It can't be like momentary. And I feel like that is where they hold themselves back, because they may not feel as strong in that regard to do that with you. It feels here that there's an element of not saying that, but feeling it. And so it's like, to be fair to you and to be fair to the situation, this person is holding back. It's like they want to connect. They want to, like, if they could do this in a quick way and like actually have the fortitude and energy to make everything happen in a very solid and healthy way, they would. But the energy here is presenting itself as feeling like very slow to start something, and then also feeling uncertain about how it may transpire. I feel you both in a certain way, Capricorn. It's like you've let go of burdens with this person, but it also feels like you miss them. It feels here like there's a lot of love, but also it's like the necessity to be in a solid unit and a connected unit, to be together and working in unison, has been what hasn't been available to you. It feels almost as if like you're in a love connection, but almost by yourself, or you're in some sort of connection by yourself. And at this point, it's saying, focus your energy on the things that you love. Focus your energy on things that you can provide yourself, one thing at a time. Be very patient in the process and progress of your direction, but also be mindful of what you reinitiate or reintegrate within, just because it feels like you're kind of in this like teeter-totter energy with this person, where it's like, yes, you've let go of things. Yes, you've released burdens. And yes, you're no longer in like a kind of toxic cycle, but it doesn't mean you don't miss them. It doesn't mean they're not drawn to you and you to them. I feel like there's a deep bond here between the two of you. I feel here, though, I feel you're missing them, or you're both missing each other, but it feels here that more communication needs to happen between the two of you in regard to how you want this to change. Because by you entering into this situation right now, it feels like there's so much that's left undone from this person, healing wise, healing for you. I feel like this energy, though, it doesn't feel done. That's the thing. It feels like there's still this desire to reconnect and to get back on the same page, but that's the whole thing. You have to be on the same page with one another. You have to be honest with each other, and you have to be present. And I feel like the situation requires this person to bring down their boundaries, for whatever reason. They've had a lot of boundaries up and like pushing you away for whatever reasons, and finding reasons to push you away, which just creates like this level of like unfair treatment that can't exist anymore. you know and I feel here like you need to feel in a connection, like you're in a connection. You don't need to feel like you're in a situationship, or like you're alone in a relationship, even if you're in a relationship. So it's asking for things to change. It's asking, I don't think that this is done. I think that you're probably going to re-engage in this situation again, Capricorn. Yeah, I don't think that this is done. Moving forward, yeah, there's a decision here being made to move forward with the situation here. And I feel like it comes through a fair amount of regret for situations that have been problematic, but also we're working on it. We're having patience to work on things so that we can offer a new opportunity here. Some of you may be at a distance from this person, but I do feel like things are going to come back together. It just depends on how you actually pay attention to what you want to change here. You cannot let this situation slip back into old ways, because it can. And so, I feel both parties, though, are aware of that. I just feel it's important for you to really look at the situation and gauge how you are being treated, gauge how much affection, how much attention, how much consideration is being offered to you. Because here, Capricorn, it almost feels like that's been an issue in the past year in this relationship. A lack of initiation, a lack of connection, holding oneself back. And, I know that that can happen with a lot of like avoidant type energies. We all have relationship styles, avoidance, anxious attachment styles. This almost feels like somebody who's avoidant. But the thing about avoidance is, okay, oftentimes they don't end up well. You have somebody, it's like where separation happens between the two of you, and then like, time and distance happens, and then suddenly they come back. But it's almost as if like they come back when you don't care anymore. They come back when you have let go of it. Here, though, I don't feel like you've let go of it. For some of you are like, no, I'm done with this, which is great, for you. I'm talking to somebody here who you're not done with it. But the thing about it is, those types of relationships don't generally change unless that person is willing to do an extraordinary amount of work on themselves. And it's a whole process of accountability. It's a whole process of showing up, of a whole process of integrity and like self-assessment and awareness. And oftentimes anxious attachment people tend to lack in those situations, by them like admitting that they're the problem, admitting that their boundaries, and like putting up all of these blockades. It's for multiple reasons, but like, it's to disconnect. It's to not feel like secure with somebody. If you show up in a secure manner, it's the one thing that's going to run an avoidant person off. And so I feel like that's been a burden to you. But I also feel like you're willing to give this another chance. Just be aware of that, okay? Can we get one advice energy? Yeah, this person presents as somebody that is foundationless right now, or they are missing the foundation with you. I feel like they know what could rebuild that. I feel like this is somebody that is going to have to be honest about it, though. I feel like this is somebody that holds a lot back, even from themselves, because being honest about it and accountable for certain things requires a lot. It requires them to show up in a lot of ways, and sometimes that's too heavy. So be mindful, because the foundation that you're connecting here about, it's something that they walked away from before. And it's like, now I feel like there's an energy of wanting to reestablish. But again, I will say, you're dealing with somebody that is potentially very set in their ways, and sometimes that's not going to work. Okay, so you can go back on the merry-go-round, and maybe things will happen in a positive way. Maybe you'll get a different lesson out of this, and I feel like there is love here. It just feels like the type of love that you want might not be with this person, just because they are having a very difficult time being honest in how they show up in a very solid and intentional way. This person feels like they're topsy-turvy in their life, and they know that. But also, it may be something that they like hold in, and maybe something that they don't want to talk about because it's too hard. You know, it's the inner landscape of this person, and it's uncomfortable enough, which is actually, in a way, the way to healing and the way to change things. It's being accountable is the way to change things. That's what brings love together, when you can have that accountability. Otherwise, it just feels like you're alone in a situation. You're alone in a relationship that just, it's like you love somebody, but it's like you can't do anything with it because it's not stable. So be mindful of how you approach this. Be mindful of, I would say, don't approach it. Allow this person to approach you, and also allow this person to show you where they're at in their process and in their life. And to, make good on certain things is one thing. To be consistent in it over a long period of time is another thing. So that's kind of what we're looking for, is a consistent energy for a long period of time, alignment within honesty and integrity. Okay, so good luck. I wish you the best. I love you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Take care. Bye.